The rain has stopped. I'm gonna get this concrete poured today. Let's do it. I'm sure many of you can relate to this. Have you ever put a tool down somewhere thinking that you put it in a place that makes sense, like this tool cart right here? The last video, you saw me use my little torpedo level on these pieces of wood here to just get it, somewhat level. I have no idea where it is. I thought I put it here. This is a different one that I went and found just to use for today. I just wanted to level that little 2x4 there that's gonna hold in the concrete. So this one's just a spare one I have. But where did I put the other one? I am so lost. I thought maybe I left it back here somewhere, because when I was pulling the stuff out and leveling things out on this board right here, I thought maybe I put it down here somewhere. I even looked down there. I've looked on the cross bracing, like maybe I set it down on that. I've looked down here. I've looked over here. I mean, I've looked everywhere. I mean, how frustrating is that? My problem is I obsess over it, right? I want to know where it is, and I can't move on without it. It's kind of stupid. It's not on this table anywhere. It's not over there. It's not on that. I even went as far as to, oh, I know where it is. I just remembered. I took it. There it is. Jesus. All right. Anyway, okay, now we can finish. I don't need this anymore, but now we can finish. Oh boy. Okay. Let's do some concrete. I have this old concrete that I obtained from my friend's garage, and this is actually the same concrete as this stuff. This stuff here is actually thin set mortar, and there's more of it here. This thin set mortar and that mortar are essentially just concrete without the aggregate rocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this bag and these two bags. I'm just going to kind of make it thin, and I'm just going to dump it into the bottom of here, kind of just anywhere, it doesn't matter, and let it be kind of a base, and then I'll put the concrete on top of that. I just want to use some of this stuff before it gets any more exposed to the air. It might not even be any good, which is why I'm putting it on the bottom. All right, we got it poured. Pretty exciting. I made some changes just in terms of how I was going to do this. I didn't want to worry about a curb or sloping it too much, so I just leveled it out with the sidewalk as you saw. It's going to be plenty fine. Again, this is going to get covered. There's not going to be any rain coming in there, and it actually does have a little bit of a slope. It's like a half a bubble on the level, so it's going to be fine. Okay, next on the docket is going to be letting this sit and set for a bit. I've already just kind of smoothed it out. I don't have a mag float or anything. It's small enough. I don't really need that. But we'll get it smoothed out a little more once it sets. You can see there's a little bit of a low spot over there, so I'll try and smooth it out. But again, I don't really care. It's not going to make that big of a difference. Okay, I'm going to get cleaned up here and let this set. I'm going to just give it a quick trowel, and I might cut another seam in here just for fun, just for practice. And that'll be it for tonight. It's the next day. We got this poured last night, and I cut in some control joints. This was my first time pouring any slab concrete, so I think it turned out pretty good. Is it perfect? No. But it's going to get the job done. It actually looks pretty nice. I probably used a little bit too much water, but that's okay. It's still fine, and it's going to cure nice and slow, which is what I want. The slower the concrete cures, the stronger it'll be, the less cracking you'll have. Even if this cracks, it's not that big of a deal. And unfortunately, we're going to get rain probably starting late tomorrow, maybe early Wednesday morning. And it looks like it's just going to be rainy for a week, which is pretty unusual. So I'm just kind of getting in some nice weather today, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do much on this. So it may end up being kind of a short video here. Incidentally, this took about 12 bags of concrete to do this. I had originally calculated that I needed 16 bags of concrete, so I still have 5. I bought an extra one, and I used a little bit of that old stuff that was in there, which probably was about a bag's worth of concrete. And I think originally I was thinking it was going to be another inch higher or a ½ inch higher, so I calculated for 4 inches thick, and for whatever reason I said 2 feet because that's the depth of this shed that I'm building here. So when I calculated, instead of calculating the actual width of the concrete I needed, I calculated out to the 2 feet mark. So there's an extra 4 inches by the 12 feet that by, the 4 inches deep that I didn't need. So that's accounting for those other 5 bags that I have left. Anyway, not a big deal. I'll use the concrete somewhere else eventually. All right, well, that's all I have for this week. I'm going to come out here and enjoy the nice weather while it's here, because tomorrow is going to be a different day. We'll see you soon.